It's JMOOREREVIEWS, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I'm going to break down the BMF documentary, Blowing Money Fast, that's on Stars, episode 7. I appreciate everybody that's watching live. Don't forget to hit that like, of course. I appreciate all the support. And if you're watching on the replay, definitely, I appreciate you. And don't forget to, hit that like. And if I'm saying anything as far as if you agree with this or not, put a 1 or a 2. Make sure y'all do that in the comments as well. So we're going to be talking about episode 7 out of 8. So it's almost over. It's only one more episode left of this documentary on Stars, BMF, Blowing Money Fast. So, it's a really good documentary. It's very interesting. I've been enjoying it a lot. And one of the things that I like about it is that it's detailed more about what actually happened. The show is more about the minutia and the conversations and little things. But this is a little different because it's, for one, real, completely real, but it's covering the big picture, not necessarily the conversations that people had and this and that, like the TV show. But nevertheless, the one thing that I do have a problem with, and I have stated this many times, is that it's 30 minutes and it's really good in 30 minutes. As soon as it gets going, it's over. Again, I understand from a business perspective and things of that nature, but that's my only problem with this documentary, which is actually a testament to how good it is, because I would like it to keep going, and I just don't like it stopping in 30 minutes. It's so good, I'd like it to keep rolling at least an hour. Other than that, great. And as far as the most go, I'm going to have to do it differently for documentaries, because documentaries don't have special effects and stuff like that, and costume and makeup and stuff like that. So, people wear what they want to wear. I mean, they try to look nice when they go there, but they wearing their own clothes. So it's a little different. But with that being said, I like it. And with this episode, it kind of explained a little bit more, if you look at it, about Meech's behavior. And he even said he was addicted to the lifestyle. So it's not always about addicted to drugs, but he made a good point during the doc when he was saying, people asked if I was addicted. I said, hell yeah, I was addicted. I've been doing this since 13 to 36, 38. I was addicted to the money. I was addicted to the lie, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's my Meech impression when he be talking on the phone in the doc. But with that being said, I get it. I have never made a lot of money in my life. Now, I guess that's relative. What I may be saying is not a lot, may be a lot to somebody. But in the grand scheme of things, no, I never made a lot of money. I never made $100,000 a year. So by that perspective, I'm broke. I ain't never been rich. But I've never actually been broke either. So I should say I've been in the okay. So with that being said, my point is, with me just being okay in life, not even having a lot and not having a little, it's hard. I'm addicted to that. I do not want to go down. And I'm pretty sure everybody can relate in their own way. Nobody want to go downwards. So imagine if you were on the top and had everything your heart desired, and you can do for anyone whatever it is you want to do. for over almost 20 years, that would be hard to go down from, you know. Like me, I can go and like order anything I want off the McDonald's menu at any time I want. And like, that's a blessing. I could get any sandwich, a 2 for $3, 2 for $5 at any given time. And I know that I can have that. I got that covered. But I'll never want to go down. That's a good feeling. I don't want to go down now. You know, they was going anywhere and having the whole club, the whole restaurant, the whole shebang, sheboyoyoing. So now they got to order off the menu. Yeah, that's addictive, you know. So anyway, we'll break it all down, but I get it. You know, I get it. So let's see. Damn, look at Chris Brown making big money since he was 16. Now I know that's right. Being famous, having people, women, and people cater to him. It get hard, and the younger you are, the worse it is, because your mind is not really ready and fully equipped to handle it, because you still figuring out who you are. Like, if I did make a lot of money at this point in my life, I mean, I'm an old man now. It's not like I would do some of the things I would have did in my 20s. Now, let alone in my teenage years. So it is a big difference. I wouldn't try to go and make it rain at the club. I wouldn't do, you know, a lot of things that I might have done had I made a lot of money at a younger age. So I get it. And with him doing that for so long, like, he didn't know nothing else. So people will think like, well, why he ain't stop? He didn't know what else to do, which is sad and unfortunate. But he looked at it as he wanted to live every day of his life like it's his last. If he would have lived like a conventional drug dealer, he'd probably still be around today. That's how complex their organization was and how difficult it was to take them down. And if it wasn't for a lot of the attention that they brought on themselves, they probably never would have been caught. Never would have been caught. It took a lot to put them down as is. So, I don't know. But the way this episode started off is where the last episode, you know, we saw Meech. He left. He on the run. You know, he had to leave with Yogi. So him and Yogi, his right-hand woman, they bounced. They left everything, left Atlanta. And, you know, it's Wayne, Country Wayne, was sitting there, and he was like, Meech was like, look, man, don't fall in love with the drug game, man. You can fall in love with a lot of stuff. And he was talking about, yeah, he done fell in love with the drug game and this, that, and the other. And, you know, Meech, once they left Atlanta, they was gone. They ain't never come back. And even Yogi and everybody in there was talking about how they had to leave cars, houses, jewelry. They left houses full of furniture, jewelry, cars, clothes, luxury cars, clothes, all this stuff. I mean, they had to bounce. They had to leave it. I mean, it was illegal. They didn't want to go to jail. And they was basically saying, like, when it come down to it and your freedom on the line, you realize all that stuff ain't worth a damn. You ain't gonna go back trying to pack up no suitcases when them people was on your ass. Them people's coming. What, you want to try to pack up some shoes? So, you know, they left. They end up going to Miami, and, you know, Yogi was saying it didn't even really hit her until they finally got there to Miami. And then that's when she like got on the bed, settled down, and then broke down and cried. And they were saying that, you know, Meech, he after the police raided everything in Atlanta, the cops was like, yeah, most of them drug dealers, once the police touch it, they don't even want it. So they basically pretty much let the police have all that stuff in seizure. And when police seize that stuff and then resell it, they keep all the proceeds, buy more equipment to come after you. Now, so, you know, Meech did say something that I kind of believe, but at the same time, it's hard. But he said one thing on the phone. He said that he believed God don't put a burden on no man that they can't handle, which I do believe, although sometimes you be wondering, like, why'd you want me to handle this burden? But anyway, the problem with Meech, this goes back to being addicted to the lifestyle. He kept the same behavior going when he went to Miami. He didn't lay low. You just ran from them peoples in ATL, and then you went to Miami. You still in the United States. They like you went to South America or Russia. You just down the street, and they was watching, following him. It was impossible for him to keep a low profile and to chill. He started going to this popular club in Miami called Club Crowbar. And they started saying Sundays is BMF nights. Sunday is BMF nights. But when the way Meech explained it, he was like, he was trying to promote his music, his business, and the people at the club came to him like, look, we want you to promote on Sunday nights, and we'll give you 10% of the bar and 100% of the door. I mean, that is kind of hard to resist. That is a nice thing. If he was doing legit business, it could have worked out. But, of course, he got them peoples looking for him. But he did it anyway, and he said it was just trying to promote the label. But it was always too many people around, Yogi said. You didn't know who to trust. You didn't know if people was the feds or just partying, hanging around, whatever. So, you know, it was hard to be safe, to be comfortable, to be relaxed. It wasn't the same no more. So, you know, and I get that. If everywhere you go, you don't know if it's the feds, people trying to kill you, rob you, you want to party. He should have been laying low. You know, that's the problem. What's up? K Leezy in the building with the first super chat in a long time. I ain't seen the super chat. I don't know how long. So I definitely appreciate it. I forgot all about super chats. I got to go ahead and put some things out here. Kelly, I might have a little something for you. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Spread that love. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. That was a little love that was spread for you right there. Appreciate it. Definitely. So, you know, they out there partying and stuff, which is crazy, not only because he got them people coming for him, but you don't know who's around you in the public. You got so many things going on. How could you actually be relaxing and having a good time? It's hard to. You got your guard up. And they said that he stuck out in Miami pretty much like a sore thumb. He out there spending money, talking about his BMF Sundays at the club. I mean, come on. So, say love ain't the only thing I'm spreading. Them cheeks. Okay. Spread them cheeks, baby. So, Meech, when he be going out, he be throwing money in the crowd, and this ain't a strip club. He making it rain on regular people. He just raining on regular people. So, you know, of course, I don't know how many times they had Jeezy in the damn doc. at locations around, hanging around. I mean, that was Meech's chance right there to promote a real rapper and go legit. Jeezy was all over the place, but for whatever reason, that never happened. Of course, Terry never liked him partying a lot, was upset, complaining. They were pretty much fractured in two different organizations at this point. Meech, like I said, was just trying to live it up every day like his last. He would tell people that he feel his day is coming, and he would start telling people to get out, get away, this, that, and the other. And, even Wayne Mama was saying that he need to get out. You got enough money, why don't you get a job? And then that way when stuff go down, you can say, I'm working, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And he laughed like, Mama, yeah, that ain't gonna work that way. But he was like, actually, she was right. I should have did it. So, hey, you got to have some type of way to say you got some type of income. How you got money? How you doing stuff? How you got a car? Somebody gave it to me. Who gives away cars? Oprah. So, and even the cops, they was like, man, these dudes was stressed out, man. They was feeling sorry for him. Like, man, I knew they couldn't get no rest. He like, anybody thinking that it was easy or whatever, shoot, it's hard. These guys was up, stressing, worried about everything. I bet you ask Meech, he'd say he ain't getting no rest. He said, man, I bet you that was harder than running Amazon, running that business, man. It was more stressful than running Amazon. So, but that's true, man. And, when I was a kid and I would hear stuff on TV or whatever, and they'd be like, a drug dealer, oh, he chose the easy way out, or this, that, and the other. Man, then I got older and started really knowing stuff and getting involved and seeing life. Man, that's one of the hardest jobs in life, is being a drug dealer. I'm talking about a drug dealer, not a bag of weed. A real drug dealer. Although, depending on where you are, weed men have their issues too. But real drug dealers have real issues. You worry about people killing you, stealing from you, trying to rob you. When I say stealing from you, that's not the same as rob, because those are people that work for you, stealing money and stealing product. Then you got people that rob you that don't have nothing to do with you, come at gunpoint and rob you for whatever, money, clothes, jewelry, kidnap people. I didn't even get to police yet. Police, DEA, IRS, FBI. I mean, so many things to look after. It's just really difficult way of life. And the ones that are big and successful, they've been through a lot. They've seen a lot. Them people really manage stress well. Because, of course, you don't get to a certain level without people bodies dropping. And this documentary does not speak about a lot of people dropping off, which is surprising. So the cops did say that their organization did all of their work without a lot of killing. So the cops did verify it, although it was a couple bodies that dropped, and I do mean like 2 or 3, not like you would think in a normal gangster drug story. But, Meech knew that the end was coming, couldn't sleep at night. He even told Yogi that he wanted to set everybody up so that they be straight before the feds come. And so he had his little son, Lil Meech, come and stay with them in Miami, and had Yogi pretty much like the babysitter, but he told her, you ain't really the babysitter. I'm putting you in this position so that you out of everything and you don't get in no trouble. And he said he told people, yeah, I could walk away and I'll be straight, but what about y'all? He ain't want to leave them hanging. But at the end of the day, you got to be responsible for yourself in life. And they all made money, so they should be responsible for what they did. If he'd have walked away and they was broke, that's on them. They should have saved some money. But they lived the party lifestyle, so who knows? And that come from the top down. anyway, he didn't want his people to get time, he said, and that's why he had everybody start to try to do other stuff. Like Yoki, he said he was trying to save her life. And they have little videos of Lil Meech when he was like 3 or 4. And for those that don't know, Little Meech is on the show Stars BMF, and he plays Big Meech. But anyway, they were showing, I think most people watching this know that already. But for those that didn't, there you go. But they showed him wearing one of Meech's chains, long as hell, touching his little ding-ding. He 3 or 4 years old, hanging out on the block with the boys, partying and stuff. So, you know, he was out there, but, you know, Meech was still party, but they said he was trying to be a family man, and Meech was like, I'd be at the strip club all night, but then I'd try to leave and hurry up home so I can make pancakes for my son in the morning. Like, damn, bro. You at the strip club that long till you gotta get there to make pancakes in the morning? But he looked at it like he was a hands-on dad. Even the mama and other people said, you know, he was more family-oriented at the time while he was in Miami and was family, you know, hands-on dad. And she said, though, Lil Meech mom, that it was always like 10, 12 guys hanging around the house. She was tired of that all the time. She wanted a little more alone time, more intimate time. She did enjoy the family-oriented part of him, but she didn't like all the people around. And he was like, well, you know, all them people around to keep us safe. So, you know, that was like his security pretty much. And he even told, but he knew problems was coming, and he even told Wayne storm was on the way, meaning them people is coming. And so he felt it was hard to hit a moving target, Meech. So Meech kept moving and leaving from different states. He didn't stay too long. And Wayne told him, you know, hey, I can't quit. And, you know, even told his mama, like I said, he ain't about to stop and get no job. They was all addicted to the lifestyle. They had all been doing it for so long. So it was difficult for them to stop. But I don't know. Me personally, I would have definitely made some changes if they was on me like that. I would have, but I don't know. Black Pride, you say the most stressful business ever. Can't even enjoy your money from the stress and always on the run. A 3-year run is not worth doing 30 in prison. I agree, man. I agree. And the things you have to do for that money, whether you got to kill, rob, steal, threaten, intimidate, shoot. You got to go through a lot, man. It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. So Kay Leezy said, is it safe to say this is all Meech's fault? Okay, that's a good question. Put a 1M if it's Meech's fault that they went down. 1M if it's Meech's fault. Put a 2M if it's not Meech's fault that they got caught and it went down. A 2M if it's not his fault. Now, they said throughout 18 months, the cops made a lot of small arrests. And that's what actually was the break in the case for them, because nobody was talking. They never caught Meech with any drugs. They just always saw him spending money. Of course, don't know how he got it. So they had, you know, all these arrests and different organizations across the country, and that's how they built the case. And even the cops today said that was the most sophisticated organization they ever seen, you know, to this day. And a lot of complex parts. It said they started off with just 3 wiretaps and ended up with 27 by the time it was all over. Even one of the cops was like, man, that we was working so much, we was doing like 20-hour days. The days was just running into another. And so they had to end up building like a organizational pyramid put everything in order, knew who was what did what. The cops worked with multiple jurisdictions across the state and across states, multiple states and cities across the United States, and multiple alphabet boys, FBI, ABC, ATF, IRS, DEA, all of them working together to take these dudes down. And the cops had got warrants to go after people, and it was still hard to get evidence on Meech. And they had even had tats, death before dishonor. The cops knew this. So the cops like, man, they get street cred for not talking, so it's going to be hard to get some information. One of these cops is so country. Hey, he sound like Shannon Sharp. It was so hard to get bad street cred. Y'all there, Skip? Hey, Skip. I said, hey, look here, Meech. I'm trying to get bad street cred from Skip. I bet, hey, Skip. Anyway. They had strong loyalty. The cops knew it, so they needed some break in the case. And they ended up getting somebody by the name of O-Dog, called him with some dope, and they knew that he was running a side biz without Meech's permission. So they was like, he a dead man when Meech find out. And they said that. So that's how they was ended up to get him to work for him. After they arrested him, that dude started singing like a jaybird, told everything about the organization, how it works, said, I buy cocaine from Meech. I buy my drug from Meech. Meech. Yep. So he was big, and he said he would testify. Said he would testify. Excuse me when I testify. Do me when I testify. Y'all don't know what that was, but that was from Common. Anyway, he was the first member to testify out the organization, and Lil Meech mama was talking about how she was hurt when people started testifying. They done been in her house, this, that, and the other. But one other dude was like, hey, look, man, when it come down to freedom, spending life, a lot of people started talking. They couldn't handle it. So, I mean, got a point there where they going to be like, man, I sat on her couch. I never talked. Never. The couch was comfy, Holmes. Hey. She gave me a sandwich and a Coke. I sat there and watched cable. I'll never tell. I'll do life. So, in the end, that was the beginning of the end for them. And, they said they got this other guy, Doc Marshall, because somebody tried to rob him and he had killed the dude. Home invasion type stuff, but it was legit. But he had all this questionable stuff around, cars, money, documents, leading to BMF. They pretty much had him as the CFO of BMF. And they had been working on him for 3 years about that murder. They seized cars, all this stuff, messing with him. And they was holding that murder over his head for 3 years, pressuring him. And once he got off the plane, coming from somewhere, I forgot where they said, he already knew. He just saw them coming, and he just turned around and put his hands behind his back. And once they arrested him, he like, hey, I know some bigger fish. Be careful what you tell people. Even the closest people in life can hurt you. And I've learned that, the closest person in my life has betrayed and hurt me before. So in the end, in life, a lot of stuff you can only trust with yourself. Now, this type of organization and all this, you can't do that by yourself. So, it's just bound to have a problem eventually. They said in October 2004 in Detroit, Meech went back home. visit his mama. They even showed pictures. Mama was sitting there all happy, looking good. And, he came back, showed, he saw his sister. They show her talking about how they family had this reputation and how she lived her life basically on the straight and narrow to be the opposite of what the reputation was, to show she was different. Meech, he went to the club. It was heavy police presence, of course, there. And everybody knew who he was, so he ain't really stay there too long. One thing they showed his childhood friend that grew up across the street from him, Roland. He said when he came home, Meech was on the porch playing with his dog, playing with Roland dog or whatever. He like, man, what up? He like, man, I can't believe people be worshiping you like a god, man. Pushing on like, man, get out of here. He like, man, stop, man. Come on, man. It's like, man, that's his best friend. It was like, just pick up like where they left off. Real humble, dude. And so they was sitting there chilling, all that stuff. And it was really interesting, really, really good on how they showed it. And it's just unfortunate on how it all played out for them as far as what they did as a career path. Because it was showing like how people were saying, his sister and others, Meech was always ambitious, always said he would be rich, always said he'd be a king or this or that. And always, they said he always said that he felt powerful and would make a difference one day. But being a big drug dealer is not making a positive difference. People that uphold them, especially Meech, especially a lot of the people that he knew around, I mean, you're throwing money all over the place, so they're loving that and they're seeing that generosity. But the damage, imagine how much damage was done to make that much money. I don't know if that would be the best thing to say you made a difference in the world with. They said in St. Louis in October of 2005, they ended up getting Terry, because he was at a party, a gambling party. And, they said they had to try to get everybody all at the same time. For those who don't know a little bit about the court system, is that when you have a big case like that with multiple people, you got to get them all at the same time, because once you get them, then they have to see their charges and unseal the indictment, and then they'll see everything that the case, is put together and what's going on. And the problem with that is that the other people that you may be trying to get as a law enforcement agent they could be notified by that person or by their attorney, hey, this is what's happened, get out of Dodge, run, hide this, whatever. So that's why they like to get them all at once, so they can't warn each other or whatever, and didn't want to unseal the indictment. And they busted him at the gambling party. They busted all these people at the same time, not just at the gambling party or whatever. They said they had about $6 million in cash at the gambling party. Damn, that's a casino. That's a casino. That ain't no gambling party. The Yogi said in Miami in 2005, that's when they came, got her and Lil Meech mama, took him down to the station, questioning him all day long, told him they gonna go down and have a lot of time if they keep protecting Meech. And she said when she got there, they took her in this room. It was this table. They just had hundreds of pictures everywhere of them, of everything they did, doing, whatever. And so she was like, all right, so what you want me to do? Is clear. Y'all know everything, seen everything. What you want me to say? And they was just trying to get her to testify and all of that, but she didn't. And they eventually had to let him out that night. And at the end of the episode, Meech is on the run in Texas now. And this time, he finally trying to lay low, they said, but they all felt something was wrong. And he said he saw this van parked out front, the spot they was at in Texas, and it was looking suspicious. And then all of a sudden, he said he heard sirens, and he was like, "Man, what the hell? The police got all these sirens? What they doing coming in the cul-de-sac, like in the subdivision? They coming for you, ninja. What you talking about? What they doing? Coming for your ass." And that's how the episode ends. So I don't know, man. Let's go back to when I asked. So you all let me know in the comments on the replay as well as live. Is this Meech's fault? Do you place all of the blame or most of the blame on Meech? If so, put a 1M. If you don't, put a 2M. Alright, we got K Leezy with the 1M, D Weavy with the 2M. You say he told them dummies to stay off the phone. Terry couldn't stay off the phone too. That's true. I got something for that though. Nicola Moreland said, "What's up, Nicola? Eventually would have gotten caught by 1M. Meech made it happen sooner." Okay. And they have not said if the girlfriend or the assistant did time. They have not said that yet. That's a good question, and I was wondering that also. But they have not said if they did time or not yet. Now, as far as the phone, yeah, that is what actually nailed them down. A lot of the bad stuff was on the phone. You know, wiretaps that really got them in trouble. But it's like a chicken or the egg. If Meech wasn't as flashy, they may not have caught on to them and started investigating them. I mean, keep in mind, they did do this from like the late 80s. Well, you can't really count the late 80s because they was young and they wasn't really as big. But from the 90s, mid-90s to close to the mid 05, but the 05, they was still on the run, but it was still going. So you could roughly say 10-year span of big drug business. So with him being flashy, had he not been flashy, they may just now be getting caught, or may never have gotten caught. Maybe have gotten smarter, really started a music company or other corporations, you know, shell companies, offshore. You know, they could have been going forever. So who knows with that part. But I think it is Meech's fault because he brought the attention. Now, he was good enough to not get caught with evidence for the most part, but you made them start looking. You know what I mean? So, that was the problem. You know, like K. Leezy say, Meech attracted the police to get all the taps. They could have took down Terry from 19 how long, but they kept on going because of Meech. Yeah. That's true. What's up, Tamika? How you doing? Kitty Johnson say 2M. I got you on that one. Weave, you right, Jay. Each episode should be an hour. They cut it too soon. Yeah, they do. Let me ask y'all, how many of you all watched The White Lotus on HBO? Man, that's a good show. This last episode was really good. I can't believe she ended up doing drugs with these people. And I'm going to do a review for the White Lotus season finale next week. So if you all haven't seen that show on HBO season 2 finale, it comes on next week. And it's a really good show. It's about luxury hotel. Season 1, they were in Hawaii. Season 2, they're in Italy. And just the stuff that's going on at this luxury, high-end, 5-star hotel. This season, you got a father that's got a sex addiction, hired these hookers to come, set it up for them to be able to come in and out of the hotel. Son then fell in love with one of the hookers because it's a father, son, and grandfather. They all came together supposedly to find their roots. And so now the father and son got some issue with this hooker because the father don't want her around. The son then fell in love. He's some little young square. And the grandfather is an old pervert freak that don't know what to say at the right moments. You also got this guest, this young Asian dude that's now rich with his young Puerto Rican wife, and they're kind of real reserved with their other friend that he went to college with, who is the guy that was in Divergent, Theo James, and his wife, and he just a little playboy that flirts and cheats and all kind of stuff. They ended up one night while the wives were away sleeping with those hookers that was there for the father and son, but the Asian dude didn't sleep with him, so the other guy did. Left a condom behind. The wife found it, mad, thinking he cheating. There's all kind of stuff going on. This rich woman, Stifler's mom from American Pie, she's the only person from season 1 that returned. She's a basket case, got an assistant with her everywhere she go. Was there with her husband. He ended up leaving for business, allegedly. And she ended up meeting these rich gay guys, hanging with them. Looks real suspicious to me. Come to find out, they got some type of ulterior motives going on. And she also caught them doing something that go against what they said earlier. This latest episode tonight, they got her sniffing coke. I'm like, what? Got an Italian dude coming out with the dang-a-lang swanging. I'm like, what? This show crazy. Good show. Check it out. Definitely worth watching. It's only 8 episodes. White Lotus, HBO, season 2. Excellent cinematography and locations and storyline is interesting. You know, it's good. I wouldn't watch it with kids maybe if you got little ones because they do show some old bitties. But it's up to you. Anyway, I like it. And this latest episode was good. And the season finale next week I will be talking about. So come on through. As far as this BMF, let me go ahead and give it a Mosco right quick. And bounce. Mosco is my personal rating system with 4 simple categories, 25 points each, give you a total of 100. And if you want to break it down to a 1 to 10 rating, you can always drop a decimal point. Now, I'm going to do something different with the Mosco now, and it's for docs. Whenever I'm going to do docs, I'm going to have to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to take out 2 categories, and I'm going to make the other 2 categories both worth 50 points. So, as far as visuals and cinematography, really is no need. It's a documentary. It's people sitting in the chair talking, or they may show clips. So it's really no visuals or cinematography. I'm going to take that out. Special effects, makeup, it's not no special effects. It ain't Star Wars. It's a doc. So I'm going to take that out. We're going to make the storyline and plot 50, and the entertainment and fun factor worth 50. Because that's pretty much what docs offer, as well as, information. So storyline, plot, info. Was it informative? Yes, I agree with all of those, and I enjoyed it. So storyline, plot, they covered a lot of good interviews, showed each episode the progression of what's going on. I like this episode on how they pretty much show Meech trying to take care of people, but in the end, those same people didn't have the loyalty for him that he had for them. And so it was really good. I like it. And on the scale of 1 to 50, I would give it a 40. Okay? Entertainment, fun factor. On the scale of 1 to 50, I really like it. It's really good. The only reason it will not get a 50 from me is because it's 30 minutes. So with that being said, I got to give it a 40. But it was very good, very entertaining, very informative. I enjoy it, and it go by so fast, and that's the problem. So it's really a testament to how good it is. And with the 240s, I got 2 cold 40s. What you drinking? 2 cold 40s. I got 2 cold 40s on ice. You want something to drink? I'm JJ. I got 2 cold 40s. Give me a score of 80. And, that's an 8 out of 10, which is very good for a doc. So, the doc scale is doing it. It's good. It's worth watching. Excellent. So, I enjoyed it. Check it out. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all on the next video tomorrow. And everybody, y'all have a good weekend. I'll see y'all later. Peace. I'm out of here. Deuces.